Hey everybody, this is Dion and welcome to my channel. Today I'm about to react to, I don't know if I should call it a video series. Just a moment. Thanks a lot. Or if I should call it a documentary. This is about, not really the food, but I mean, wait a minute. It's not about whatever happened between recording artists Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj, but it's more to explain the similarities, the character, and really just shedding light on what actually happened. This comes actually in light of artist Nicki Minaj being now associated politically in positions that people feel that she turned her back to her audience that made her who she is today. Those are not my words. However, I think that certain signs, certain not just behavior, but the way that a person lives and how a person acts, judgment, if you want to judge people by their character, I think that was already prevalent in the things that Lil Kim, the artist, has already stated in the past when Nicki Minaj was coming up as an artist herself. So this is done by people who defend that they're on team Lil Kim, in a way that they feel they needed to do her justice. Like, this is the extent of what happened. And those of you that are too young to remember, culminating with a certain silence of Lil Kim, or changing how she moved in the recording industry, also helped, there was not really new ladies popping in the hip-hop scene at those particular times, like the beginning of the 2010s, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously there's always people, but that get that recognition or famous and get airplay when that was still relevant. So that was also the generation where that changed, right? So I'm talking way too much. Let's see. It's called Playtime is Over. Okay, and oh my god, I really hope I don't get hit by by copyright. Okay, wait. Yeah, here it is. Sorry. Now, I was not planning on doing this on my CRT TV, but I let this stand from my last video series where I play video games and stream them and record them. So I thought, I could just pull the video up, go forward, backward, whatever. So, oh wait, part 8? Huh, alright. I saw like something that was so long. I see. Wait a minute. Stuff happens. Like, I prepared this. Let's see here. I was watching these videos that are like 10 minutes long. However, I found a video that was like, okay, well, this is the video. It just happens that the 8th part is long, and I believe that was like the full thing. So no, let's see. Over here, is this the first? I can, part 6. All right, so I don't know how long it actually took for these people to do this, right? But look at the amount of work that went into this. This is insane. It's got to be here. Team Lil Kim, Team Lil Kim. I don't know why, but I cannot seem to find part. No, I cannot find part 1. Sorry. I don't know why. Like, I don't see it here. This is the kind of thing that I didn't like when I was finding out these videos. Like, this didn't happen to me, so whatever. Stuff happens when you're live. Okay, let's go. Let's just start here. Excuse me.
My first question: all the females that try to get on, what gave you that recipe to finally get on and make something happen?
I guess just hard work and believing in yourself and daring to be different, you know?
Just a moment. Let's see if I'm just going to write it down. Let's see. See. Team Lil Kim presents Playtime is Over. Why don't... Come on. Let's see. Playtime is over. Right. Space. Let's see, Lil Kim. Are you guys familiar with this series? Because it seems to me that Lil Kim's audience, for being way more mature and more older, probably they already saw it. Oh, this is so annoying. Oh, this is what I wanted to see. See that? Part 1, like it's the whole thing. Okay.
First question: all the females that try to get on, what gave you that recipe to finally get on and make something happen?
I guess just hard work and believing in yourself and daring to be different, you know? She looks up to your high.
Uh-oh. No. So I cannot have copyrighted. Wait a minute. How am I going to do this? I didn't thought this through. Like, I'm not hearing the video, Wait. How do I... Wait.
This is something new. The whole fun.
What gave you that recipe to finally get on and make something happen?
You're still in my shit. You want to be like me, but you...
Right, so Lil Kim's problem is like, she felt that she came up. She was obviously very inspired by Lil Kim, but in a way, there was this feeling like she wanted to be the only lady in rap, like nobody else.
It's something new, the whole body and all that shit. Like, this ain't new. It ain't new, mama. Then she handed me the...
Right. Red lipstick? Wait. Black Barbie knows how to party. Dressed in somebody's Ferrari. And Nikki turns it into, I'm the Barbie you might have seen me on my MTV in the Ferrari. Like, it seems like she's only kind of changing some words and call it a day. Wait. Man, I really need more light on my face. Just a moment, though. I don't want to be interrupting like this, but I have no chance. Like, I'm not visible on screen. But anyways, I just want to show you this. I'm gonna call it a documentary because that's what it is. I mean, the people that made this put in so many hours, and people really need to pay attention to. I mean, even the similarities between lyrics, like, it's insane. Okay, it's a little better, right? Just a moment, just a moment. Okay, something popped. This is what happens when you're like alone and doing everything by yourself. Okay, we got that. All right, just a moment. All right, let's see if everything's fine. If you're getting my audio. Okay. Wait. Yeah, all right, let's keep going. Let's, was That's Me on MTV, no doubt. Titty out like what? I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's the thing. You're gonna get these nasty words, and I remember that. I was a kid, but I remember that. I didn't quite knew who Diana Ross was at the time, but she kind of touched her breath. I mean, Lil Kim is a fashion icon as well, you know. Having friends like Alexander McQueen, you know, when he was alive. We're going to get to that in a moment here. Guess who's got that nani nani? And now the original Lil Kim lyric went like, "Don't test the poom poom nani nani poo nani nani." I mean, obviously you can rhyme with words, and words are not exclusive to whoever you are. But it's deliberately trying to you know, imitate a person or an artist. I mean, I can get that you're dedicated, that you're a fan, that you like them so much that you want to, you know, emulate their style and or straight up copy. That, I don't think that's a problem. The problem is when you behave in a way that you're constantly caught up in lies or are fortunate enough to manipulate an entire room. And I think we're going to see that calling people like, I remember something that she said that was like time machine bitches, which I thought was funny because they all like people that only exist like back in the day, whatever. But the context is she's using that to make herself relevant at the moment because that's what she wants. And then she only wants people who perceived her as the it girl. You know, that's so freaking snobbish and strange. But and think about it, if you guys actually realize that, why would you want to buy stuff or give, you know, somebody credit that actually navigates like that? That's so nasty, that's so ungrateful, and as a hypocrite, because that's, let's just call it what it is. That's what it is. Let's see what else is here. Okay, where you fresh kiss it franchise, parlez-vous, track called Woo Woo. All right, so let's see how Lil Kim did it. Have you speaking in French? Oula, oui, c'est la vie. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to make of that, but you know, let me get this straight. What? I'm the rookie, but my features and my shows 10 times your pay in a track called Monster. The thing is, I mean, you can say, "Oh, I'm just directing it to whoever," you know, and that's all right. You know, you got to have the freedom to talk about what you goddamn please. But the thing is, if you know you're like attacking somebody deliberately, you know, right? You know who you are, and you can skew it and say that, well, unless you're, you know, a jealous bitch or whatever, only those people are going to get offended by that. And that's the play that Nicki Minaj has been putting on. Now, put yourself in Lil Kim's shoes or whoever it was. Like, you know it's directed at you. How come what you don't have the right to say anything? Can you imagine that? I don't know what to make about that. Can fade the what? Rhinoceros of rap. Lil Kim a rookie? How preposterous is that? Interesting that this was like the beginning of Lil Kim, if I'm not mistaken, right? The Benjamins, I think. I know that I don't think that was the track, but it was like 96, 97, something like that. I was a kid. Like I didn't even know what those words meant. And keep in mind, my first my native language is not English or American English. So it was like we went with the flow, sometimes not even knowing what things meant. I get mines from an auction, $1 million dress that belonged to the princess. Track called Diamonds. Let's see how Lil Kim put the spin on those words. I just booked a flight to where the princess auction is telling them other girls they're gonna be taking some losses. That even sounds slick and direct like Kim had it. Hit him with the Tommy. So my niggas call me Pammy, and I always keep the jammy in the trunk or in the lammy. Yeah, there's a lot of bad words here. But here's the thing. If you put that in your work or your art, and you put that all across the world, you really think that people on other parts of the world are going to be as sensible or know the meaning behind certain words, No, they don't. They say it, and their perspective is like they think it's cool, Anyways. Okay, that was way fast. Make a bust faster than a semi, cause Kimmy got the Jimmy, rock harder than a penny. I mean, here's the thing. If you know these artists, you know which one belongs to who. Look at the quantity of words that is needed to make it prime. It kind of flows with Kim. It's not favoritism. That's just what it is. There's room for everybody. But the thing is, when you play nasty, that's the thing. I know a few cats who would love to slide up in me. Say, give me get the Jimmy, rock harder than a penny. Don't take it personal, baby. Fuck you, pay me. Damn. And now Lil Kim spin. Fuck me, blame me, fuck you, pay me. This is what you made me. I mean, again, if you want to see it through an innocent point of view, that's one thing, right? Oh, she's just... Well, you're just writing words and going with the flow and trying to rhyme and, and stimulate your brain and whatnot. It feels good. The other part is, trying to behave like a goddamn parasite. That's what it is. And try to grab what you like from your victim, so-called victim, and then try to become like that and say, this is me now, and try to eliminate the other person to take her place. That's what we're talking about here. Right? That's what it is. Lil Kim, Mr. Biggs, you got to keep me jigs. Float on remix. Again, Kim, Mr. Big, you got to keep me jig. Do you like this? It like that. Name of the track. Let's see what Nikki did. Oh, still Lil Kim. Kim, who is this caller? This is Nigel. Kim. Nigel, you sound like Nigel. Nigel from Nigeria, motherfucker. Bootleg everything. Queen bitch radio skit. I mean, even that. Later on, Nicki Minaj actually made a radio station that recently ceased to exist. I think it was called Pink Radio. I don't know if it was a radio station or if it was a podcast. But, you see these things and you kind of makes you wonder. Yeah. Like the idea, I mean, if something is genuine, like it flows, it's like water flowing. If it's manufactured and have like this parasitical behavior, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds very contrived. It sounds very... But then again, it can only survive if the public that consumes that is completely unaware or is already manipulated to block or have a certain disdain for where it, the person that actually created the originals. That's a lot to take in. Let's see what Nikki. Shout out to all my Africans, because they bootleg my mixtape out in Nigeria. This is an outro. I mean, she could have said whatever. Why would she say make reference to Nigeria also and talk about bootleg? I'm going to Miami, styling wild and shining in diamonds, stud sizing me a track kitty box. That was from the Naked Truth album, right? From London to Japan, I'm on the La La Lair. I looking for my man. One day my hair is orange. Excuse me. Next day it's green. The Transcender's back. The track called This Is Who I Am. Let's see what Nicki did. Again, no, still Lil Kim. I had bitches rocking the red, yellow, and green wigs. And you kind of think about that. Like when I was a kid, the what was prevalent to let you know about what was happening in music. Obviously, you got the record stores, you got music stations, MTV perhaps being the more relevant one, radio stations, and if you think about particularly women in rap that had a sense of style like this. I mean, it's there was nobody else that you would think about immediately. I mean, other people that were very creative was Lisa Lopez with that was called Left Eye. Perhaps Missy Elliott was also very creative. I mean, she had a very unique style. And Missy and Lil Kim actually collaborated. And Left Eye as well with a track called Ladies Night. I remember that. That's probably like 97. And that's another thing, Lil Kim was also about bringing people together, particularly women. Like we can unite. Whereas Nicki Minaj was like, I can be the only one with this movement. And that's so corny, this is not me going on a trip shitting on an artist. I'm just calling it out like it is. I mean, like last month or 2 months ago, I just put a video that was recorded like in 2014 of me just learning Moment for Life from Nicki Minaj and Drake. I just liked the melody, so I did it back in those days. And I put it on YouTube and my social media and like that. So it is what it is. If you like something, it's good. If something is good, it's good. If something, is robbing you from your goodness, it is robbing you from your goodness. Just call it as it is. Just call it as it is. Let's see. Now Nicki Minaj version. Got all these little bitches getting pink hair. Yeah, she kind of repeats certain syllables. Here's the thing that at the time, I mean, I realized that Nicki was extremely inspired by Lil Kim, but I was thinking like, how come nobody picks up on these similarities where the point that it's like too much, and why are they all like quiet? Like there's nobody, they're not the ones that you would tune into to know what they were doing sonic wise, Missy Elliott, Lil Kim, whatever. Eve, you remember Eve that had that track called Who's That Girl? She came up in a label that was from Dr. Dre back in still in the late 90s, I think, late 90s, early 2000s. They were not really doing new music, I think, by the time that Nicki Minaj came out, like 2010, 2009, somewhere along those lines. And me also, I was changing in a way that I don't want to say that I was feeling indifferent, but I was definitely pulling away from my usual get-to-go. I was like looking for music that came from different time eras. And I had my music projects, my bands, that was more focused into rock music than particularly this. Yeah, I was aware about what was happening, but I thought the quality of it all, maybe it was me that was changing. I felt like I'm not enjoying this as much. When I used to watch the MTV Awards, it was an event for me at least. Goddamn, I would even record it on tapes and DVDs and whatnot to watch it later. There was no internet like today or YouTube where you could just pop up your phone and put the performances there. That didn't exist. So I paid very much attention to all of that. And it kind of made me a little, not really annoyed, but I was very uneasy. Like, how come you people are so ignorant of the fact that what she's copying, that's not new what she's doing. And Lil Kim was a lot more feisty. She was also very X-rated, I think, by the messages of her songs, whereas Minaj was more. She said she was rap, but she was doing songs with everybody and more on the pop side. I remember songs with David Guetta, Rihanna, and all of that. And she was doing those voices like alter personas. I think that's what you call it, right? Alter egos or whatever. Where she had Rosa and Roman. She called Roman Revenge, right? And I thought, well, this is interesting. How many people that you know that are singers or lyricists or female rappers, the more rare, that's even more of a rarity. They want to migrate into perhaps voice actresses, or at those times I think Nicki Minaj had the doors open to try and navigate to other ventures, whereas Lil Kim, again, she was everywhere. I think she did television. Hell, I remember back in the day she was on a PlayStation 2 game. I think that was insane. I mean, I didn't knew about that before. Like in the hip hop scene, I think only G-Unit or 50 Cent had a game featured as well that was called Bulletproof. But in terms of women, I don't remember anybody else like that stayed with me. Like, whoa. Fashion wise as well, I don't know, like Lil Kim really had that. She was just good, you know what I mean. Like, she was not even, it was not catty like I think Minaj was. Let's keep going. Everything I do, bitches want to do it too. I guess you just skip to my Lou. And look at the pictures, the photographic sessions that they've chosen. Like, so similar. Call Lil Kim, tell her better wear a tight skirt. You gotta be a queen bitch. Track Freaky Girl remix. I mean, kind of makes you wonder. You're always calling women bitches and sluts and hoes, and that's kind of nasty. You kind of accept that because you say it's rap, it's hip hop, but that's kind of strong words right there. Freaky Girl. I remember this instrumental. Lil Kim on this thing now. You want a freaky girl? Welcome to Kimmy's world. Now Minaj. The same instrumental. Did you see that? Oh, I get it. Oh, okay. And just trying to be on some slick shit. How you gonna do a freaky girl song and not include Nicki Minaj? I mean, okay, I just lost my light. That's not a good sign. Sorry, y'all. I mean, come on now. Know my fucking name. That sounds kind of desperate, for me to, oh, look at me, I want to be included too. And then when I get there, I'm going to say, there can only be me. That's so, goddamn. Do you actually have patience for that kind of behavior? Just a moment. Let's see. Well, I don't have anything more that can give me light. Let me try the flash of my phone. Wait a minute. I mean, again, I can give Minaj a discount and think, well, just like me, as I was saying, I had my musical project. Just a moment. I had, obviously, I played other people's songs, but no, like the people that I really liked, there was no way in my mind that I would actually say or behave in a way that Nikki has done, really gaslighting people. I don't have anything else to put on to give more light to my face, so I apologize for that. Let's keep on going. I mean, the CRT screen is very bright, so then the camera adjusts this. Let's see what else is here. Is it? What I realize is that Lil Kim uses far less words to get her message across, and Lil Kim uses like phrases or bigger things. You want a freaky girl? Welcome to Nikki World. I mean, what to make of that, right? It's like the same. If you know the original, that's like, who's this fan girl that wants to try to make it using? I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a fan. The thing is, if you only base yourself on that and not do something completely new or different. You want a freaky girl? Welcome to Nikki World. I'm a freak, so I don't care. Just don't get in my... I'm a freak, I love the beat. Just don't get in my sheet. Lil Kim, you ain't gonna want to leave just like a kid at Disney World. Sorry. That was... I don't know, maybe she was horny when she wrote that. I don't know what to say. God damn. So, Nikki says, let's do it up in Disney at the Magic Kingdom. Kim, the song called Wanna Lick? My God. Wanna lick? I be your wife, I be your girl, I'll be your mistress. What the Nikki said. The mistress, I'm the baddest bitch. Float On remix. You don't know what type of chick this is? Number one ballet of the mistresses. Bitch is president mistresses. So guess who the bitch is? But for now, I be the mistress, quick to leave a bitch in the Atlantic Ocean. So, this was probably a mixtape or something that Nikki did called The Jump Off. The Jump Off is a I believe a lead single from Lil Kim's third studio album from 2003. So the mixtape is from 2007. She says, in the ocean is where they're getting drop off. Track on that from the second album from Lil Kim. She don't know I like my... Is it second or third? Wait. She don't know I like my guns pretty, like my boy, Castor Troy, with the twin glizzies. I don't know who that is. Sorry about that. She too pretty, skilled and yet gritty. Pack the twin glizzy. Hot 97 FM with DJ K Slay, 2003. So this is probably a phase where Nikki was trying to come up, releasing mixtapes and DVDs and try to distribute them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being humble and working your ass off. The thing is, you're pretending to be humble, and once you get there, you're just like shitting on anybody else. That's a big difference. That's just a big difference. I mean, have you seen... Wait a minute. Look a bit here. Just a moment. Wait. Yes, I gets busy. Oh, no. Who is she? Pardon me for not explaining my name. I'm Nicki Minaj on top of my game. There seems to be a lot of emphasis in trying to say my name and her name and this is me and whatnot. Nicki Minaj. So first she was calling herself Nicki Minaj and then Nicki Minaj. I mean, everything with Nikki, I feel that there's this attempt to get people to pay attention. There's nothing wrong with that, again. But the thing is, if that's the only thing that starts to matter, Look at that picture of Lil Kim. Are you gonna tell me that Nicki kind of didn't dress the same? I mean, it's not the wig, obviously. It's not the type of clothes, if you may. But the thing is, to do that junction of everything, that makes a look. That makes Lil Kim who she is. And you're just basically dressing up like that and present yourself to a different generation. That's bizarre to me. My 7-year-old niece, Rizzy, knows I get busy. You know the name, Lil Kim, high class. All right, yeah, well, Lil Kim had her song where she references herself. But the thing is, look at how she structured that lyric. It's cool. It doesn't feel like she has to deliberately try to do it. It just goes. Where I think that Nicki is kind of trying too much. Bitches in Snake are shorter like Medusa. And the original from Lil Kim was like, I got plans for the future to bring back your head like Medusa. Girls be acting stink. You're mad funny. Y'all bitches bleed like me. All right. Maybe it's just the context or the things that Lil Kim speaks about lyrically. I find that way more attractive than what Nicki Minaj is doing, at least up until this point of the video. She got a Lil Kim, like a Nicki Minaj lookalike. I don't know what to say. So this is chapter 5, the end. Wait. Some platform really so that you can use that platform. Again, that iconic pose from the 96 album Hardcore, which Nicki is obviously imitating. And you want to make the argument like, well, everybody that poses like that is automatically copying Lil Kim, like she copyrighted that pose. No, but you need to understand, it meant something. It was probably everywhere in that genre of music. You just knew. You just know. That's the thing always.
On the stand on, and that's what I did. And it pays homage to Kim, obviously. You know what I'm saying? She did it.
Okay, well, she's saying it paid homage to Kim. Oh my God, YouTube and social media, please be friendly with me. Okay, with these images. Oh my God, like the picture on the left, I remember that was, my God, I was a teenager or pre-adolescent, and I remember seeing that. I was like, oh my God, she's practically naked. It wouldn't. I had that on my computer back in the day. Don't tell anyone. I remember that photo as well. It just kind of makes you want to think about how sexually charged these images really were.
Got a record entitled Dreams.
Okay, got a record entitled Dreams right now. We spoke about doing a little bit of things with a little bit of mail, whatever. Nicki could not get an interview to save her life without being asked about Lil Kim. Damn. I mean, this was a song, I don't know, from Lil Kim album or from the Notorious B.I.G. I recognize that instrumental. Was that the plan all along? Try to look like Lil Kim so that you get asked about her and people talk about you. I don't know. Classic Dreams. Right, so they're comparing the two songs. Yeah, it's a Lil Kim's. Need a new addiction in. Okay. All right, she's saying she knew what was happening. She let it rock. Get who you want. Like I'm a body. Every last bitch in the game. I'ma sit on the throne and these bitches go off to picking my fruit out. Really? song called Grinding 2008. So she didn't even had a record deal yet. What I'm the feeling that I'm getting is she was trying to be relevant, to make it. And I think that a way that was more easy or gave her more attention was to have this idea or conversation about me against them. I'm the new one. Everybody's against me, like, or to be brave enough, like, I've arrived, and all of these older people that came before me now pick fruit out to me, while imitating what is actually done in a video by Lil Kim. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to make of that. I'm not ignorant to Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj, but I already seen stuff here that went way beyond what I caught on when this was going on, when this was fresh, So, Go Hard 2009. Give me my chopsticks. I'll have these rap bitches for dinner. Bitch, I've been top notch. Bitches is whack. They trash. They just pollution. Write your own raps. Make that your resolution, fucker. I'm a winner, mommy. Your career's a gamble. Old ass broad, off track like bad weaves. I don't know what to make of this. Like that's just in poor taste. And how ironic to see that these words are like switched up from what Lil Kim did, and now she's accusing others. Like she's reverting the roles, like she's obviously copying, and she wants to play this role like she's all original and whatnot. How ironic is that? How ironic is that? The first track that we see actually criticizing somebody for being old, that's just so idiotic. Like, everybody will get old. Well, like Lil Kim put it, Lil Kim high class, and I guess you have the Lil Kim clone clown, How long will you last? Ma, you spit Kool-Aid, I spit acid out. Doing this scene, you was Reebok Classic out. Was there P. Diddy in that video? For those of you that don't know, that's the record label where Lil Kim came up, So that's nasty, having people with her that came up with Lil Kim featured in tracks where Lil Kim is getting shots thrown at her without actually saying her name. That's nasty. No, that's nasty. Name a girl as real as her. Nope, not them. Who your best MCs? Nick, Fox, and Kim. So is this where she says she gave props and then talk smack about these people with the same line? Like, what the fuck is that? If you was as real as me, you would never let another girl sit in your throne. Right. Because it can only be me. You got a sick flow. I'm sycamore. It's like a game show. When I pick a door, guess who's next to get bodied? When I catch you in your Maserati. So the lyrics change to this. Like, she's an assassin. She's here to kill everybody just for her own narcissistic reasons, because only I can be a female rapper that has attention. How sad is that? I never looked at Nicki Minaj. I knew about this, but not to this extent. I'm not even at half of this thing. And I remember this video, I didn't pay too much attention to this. Her dress, and when she did like this, I remember Lisa Lopez Left Eye, when she kind of did something like that in the No Scrubs video. I don't know why, but I just thought about that. When her legs go like, let me give you something to talk about. Da, da, da. and then she goes to the picture as clear as DVD and digital TV screens. There's somebody somewhere there on the video. She goes just. I mean, it's very simple things, but I don't know. It just remembered me a lot of that. Nicki been hot since she was giving high fives. Headed to the spot with the 195. When I come through, everybody say hi. I get it free, little mama. But why? I'm the one, and you a done dida. I can say nothing, make it sound like something. I don't agree, but okay. Fucking with Nicki Minaj, fucking with Minaj, little mama, ain't the thing to do. I've been hot since you had a kangaroo. And then she makes like these faces, like it's cool. It doesn't come off like a cool vibe. It just comes off as weird, man. I like different things and be open to try different things, but this is like and always doing that. Like that's cringe. That's not cool. Fendi called the Fight Club. Tell him that the match on who the fuck I got it done before they catch on. I'm the one, bitch. I ain't never stutter. Sure. Couldn't ID the body, so they said John Doe got hit up with the shorty and his bad study hoe. I win, you lose. You can play the victim now. Give me that. I Kanye Taylor Swift him. Ha 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 ha. Fuck, I look like ho. I look like yes, and you look like no. That's just so immature and so childish. Not in a good way. Like, did you just do that on your way to lunch? What the hell was that? Nicki Minaj, Lil Kimberly. When you see the squad, bitches better salute like assemblies. Come on, mommy, I got dudes that'll kill for me. These broke bitches got in for me. If Drizzy say get her, I'ma get her. I got that kind of money. Make a broke bitch bitter. Boo, you sold $1 million, now you half of who? Get off my dick, kick it, bitch. Word to me, all them girls better bow down. Nicki Minaj, I'm the talk of the town now. Pat your back hole, why the fuck they coughing? Oh, I got him sick. Better get that coffin. I say coffin, you say casket. They're so trash. But where's the wastebasket? I don't know, man. It's just so freaking distasteful. It seems like at a moment, like imagine a street where all these brilliant people played a sport, and then they kind of left or stopped or went home or went somewhere else, and then this new kid comes here imitating them and saying this kind of crap, like in the middle of the street. Like, what the fuck is that, man? You look so silly. I don't know what to make of this. Should have sent a thank you note, you little hoe. Now I'ma wrap your coffin with a bow. I actually remember this from her debut album, but having this how do you say it correctly? Like knowing that, I mean, having this line of comparisons and where she's actually attacking people who came before her, that actually opened the door so that she can do what she's doing. That's just nasty. Somebody tell her I'm gonna put her in a casket. I told you before, you're all gone. Have to pick my fruit out. Now listen, in addition to picking my fruit out, I want you to start going to the boutiques. You know what I'm saying? Get some crazy shit for me. I want you know leopard skin, all that crazy lizard skin shit. Like, okay. I mean, the only reason that this imagine if everybody was fully aware these were shots directed at certain people. Whereas if she's asked about this in an interview, she will say, well, probably. It's not about who you're saying. I'm just talking about a fictitious person. And that is going to make the younger generation or whoever is discovering Minaj think, yo, that's cool. That's right. We can all use that somewhere in our lives. And that's not entirely wrong, you know. The thing is, compare this to the lyrics from Lil Kim. Compare this to lyrics from Lauryn Hill, from Missy Elliott. This is a whole different game. Like this is just as if everybody left the chat and she's with this bravado trying to challenge everybody, knowing damn well they're not there. This is so strange. I don't know what else to say. You could be my personal shopper, whatever. We like she's trying to humiliate. So she's humiliating supposedly people that inspired her. Wow. Wee raggedy time for you to hit the bench. She's been coming at me from the beginning of my career, and everybody knows it's been coming at me because I'm who she wanted to be like. I'm who she thought she was just going to, you know, push me to the side and she's the new me now. That's not going to happen, Mom. I'm still alive. I'm not, you can, wait. Like, she's not going anywhere. The thing is, you know, after her disrupting her concert with Atlantic Records, notoriously, Lil Kim went to prison back in 2005, I believe, for a year because she lied in court in 2001 to protect a friend. Like, he was a member of Junior Mafia, which was the group where she was in. And that was a bad move, obviously. So she said, I think it was about her saying, were you at this point in time with them on certain streets and whatnot? I think that was it. The point is she lied and there was video footage putting her at the wrong time and place. So, and I think she did community service. I'm not quite sure. I remember that she had an album coming out. She had a special on VH1. That was like Countdown to Lockdown. I remember, I never saw that, but I remember that on television. Like, that was, her video was playing everywhere. Like, there was MTV making of the video, which I adored watching from different artists. And I remember Lil Kim was like, the Put Your Lighters Up video. She was really enthusiastic about the director, and the first recordings that she saw, she was just like, this isn't working for me. And that was the first time I saw like an artist really disagreeing, like, this is not the vision that I wanted. You said it was going to be good, I don't like it, you know. And then she was also behind this time limit, like she had a certain amount of time to make things work because she knew she was going to jail. And they had these sites like gossip sites really invading her privacy, like photographing her right before she went into the federal building. That was something. I remember a year later at the MTV Awards, she came on stage dressed up as those, how do you say it, like those high security, the most dangerous people in prison, like they have this orange suit on, and she came on stage like that. I remember she did Dancing with the Stars, but she said, the point is, I'm done with the 360 deals. I don't want to do that anymore. And that's where I think Lil Kim wanted to become an independent artist and have her own record label. If you remember, she had this necklace with a bee, which she called Queen Bee. That was already her trademark. Like in 2001, with the Lady Marmalade video, she already had that. And that, by the way, that necklace was stolen once. I remember reading about that. Goddamn, that was real jewelry, you know. So what I'm saying is, if somebody that has such a prevalent movement, as such a strong movement, and not only going to prison, but coming back and saying, I don't want to do the usual ordeal that I've been doing since the beginning of my career, I believe, she had an obligation, and she was not authorized to release new music under whoever. So for like years, she was not authorized to record. So professionally, it was like a moment of silence that lasted through years. I saw Lil Kim coming up here and there with different artists, like collaborating. There was like this Asian dude, and Lil Kim kind of changed her sound. Like it was 2008, 9. I remember a song with Keisha Cole, where Kim kind of changed her look a little bit, and I thought, hey, cool, Lil Kim, she's back, she's doing music, but I think she was simply featured. She released mixtapes, but I only knew that years later through the internet. Like I didn't officially through the traditional media where you would know what a certain artist is doing. And keep in mind, there was Total Request Live, which was TRL on MTV, and these were the places that you went, and that stopped being like that. And in this time where Nicki Minaj comes up, there was this new wave of people going on the internet and YouTube and whatnot, and that was a whole different game. Like these people that came from the previous generation didn't care all too much about that, and this new generation was thinking that the only thing that exists in music is like this, where I'm focused on. This is not literally true, like as I'm saying, but I mean, other artists like that took advantage, obviously, of internet. But I find it very strange that first of all, it took her so long to appear musically, but she was not authorized to. So professionally speaking, it was like Lil Kim was gone. She was not appearing. The only thing I think she was able to do were the mixtapes or appear on other people's songs. So that stay power that she had, that never came back. Eight years to Nicki, somebody pressed. What's it? Next, what? We will. What's this? Next, we will take a closer look at the construction of Nicki Minaj. Okay, we still got some time left. Let's see. Who is Nicki Minaj?
Is the president, the mistress, all in one, that is box on my face.
Talk about that whole image of the sex appeal going on. I mean, did you start off like that? Was it always, very, very risque, or was it just kind of like, this is what I gotta do?
I don't feel like this is what I have to do, but I feel like it's entertaining, and I feel like, when I was little, Kim was doing it, and then, Trina came and started doing it. If it's you, it works. But I think people, they know how to weed out a phony quick, and if it's not you, don't do it. Like, don't do the sex thing just to sell, because if it's not really you, then it's like, okay, she.
But this is a contradiction. Well, I don't know if it's loud enough, but if you can hear, like, she doesn't feel that the overly sexual image was necessary, but she likes that in a way that it entertains, and the people that she admired when she was coming up, which was Lil Kim, number one. Here she mentions Lil Kim, Trina. Everybody was doing it, but that's unfortunately like, I don't know if you say that male rappers, are they like practically naked entertaining women? So no, you know that obviously it's male dominated and it's pleasing to the eye to a male audience. That's why that is. Or maybe they just like getting away with being provocative and sexy and all that. But she said, don't be just sexy for the heck of it. Like, there's no substance behind it, obviously. But that's not really, I mean, she definitely played that. She played that. Does having a sexy image concern you?
And sexy stuff is really not who I am. I think all girls can take a sexy picture.
You're his first lady. How did that happen?
I'm his mistress.
But then again, here she comes. She says everybody can take a sexy picture, but it's going beyond that. It is like she's saying she's the mistress, so she's the one that the married husband is having an affair. So then again, it's always the image like, I want to be the it girl, like pick me, pick me, pick me, and that sounds desperate and annoying. Sorry, y'all. That's just it. If you say just once within a context, it can be fiery, can have a little sauce. It's like a song. You're not living that life, but saying this over and over and over again, and then in some interviews saying, you don't have to do it, but then you only talk about that, then it's very contradicting. I mean, Nikki Lewinsky. So this is a nod to the very publicized case where how should I put this? For those of you that are too young to remember or to know, President Bill Clinton, yes, the husband of Hillary Clinton, who was president of America, had an affair with his secretary, which was called Monica Lewinsky. Monica Lewinsky herself wants to be noted through the other things she's done with her life, and she's pretty much fed up with being asked about this or seen as the only thing that I'm remembered about is for having had sexual fantasies with a married man and the president. So Nikki is kind of be flirty and playing with this stuff. Yeah, there is the picture. My God. I don't know if I missed out on understanding something here. I mean, she's playing it like I'm the mistress, but is she? I hope I'm not understanding it wrong. She's not saying she's like sleeping around with the right people to get ahead, right? For a moment there, I thought about that, but I don't think that that's what she's saying. Going down, pause. Again, the sexual innuendo. Excuse me. It's only right for people to introduce a new female artist to the game. But let's not be... this is what I feel very strange. The ones that are commercially successful, there are just a few. There are so many people that have this dream and that actually are kind of good at doing stuff, but they're not on the record deal. They're not being promoted. They're not being, because sometimes people miss value, like they equate selling records with something being good. You can sell a lot of records and be crap. I mean, just you can see that, something. If I do a video shitting outside my toilet, it's going to have a bunch of views, a lot of views. And maybe if I do something very artistic, something difficult, that feels satisfying to me. And probably it has a couple of views, and that's just how the world is. That's not synonymous with being good. You evaluate popularity as being something good, but then you also needed to evaluate the quality of the product, and that's always missing. Have you seen that? I mean, Lil' Kim was very criticized back in those days by being overly sexually charged. I remember there were a lot of television programs on VH1, like when they showed the lavish lifestyles of people, and or pre-Grammy stuff like that. And they said somebody was saying she's like the Black Madonna, and Madonna. It's not like Madonna is still pretty much part of the conversation these days, but the more you go back, the more prevalent she was, because you didn't have the internet, you didn't have, it was not so invasive to have all these new ladies. So, I mean, Lil' Kim was a goddamn fashion icon. Just look at how she dressed, how she influenced. Still today at Halloween, people dress like Lil' Kim, and that's like a 30-year-old costume that she put on, not costume in terms of making fun of her, but the way that she dressed, people still do. I mean, Beyonce did dress like Lil Kim a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So,
My snatch. You want to be entertained? Do I look like a fucking entertainer? Excuse me? Oh, really? Oh, you getting slick? You must not know who I am. I don't get to the spot till 2 I.M., nigga. Huh? You can tell she wasn't groomed, and I felt bad for her because I'm like,
she said you can tell she wasn't grooming. I felt bad for her. Like she would get with me, then I can let her see how I could show her that kind of move. I like this kind of nurturing feeling about Lil Kim. And I think that when she wanted to leave Atlantic Records and her contract, I think when she went totally independent, I think that's when she actually went to this phase in her life, in her artistic life as well.
all of that, you need to cut it out, you can tell.
I know exactly what you're saying because it did look like it was all over the place. Had ones like ghetto records, sexy records, grimy records, all over, and then all of a sudden it seemed to just get streamlined.
Right.
How did your persona come up?
What?
I don't know.
How do you streamline? Right? How did your persona came about? Because she actually changes the way she speaks, and I find it very interesting actually. Oh, here it is. It's not all. It's very unusual, but as a poet, as a writer, there are in Portugal. There's a very prevalent writer that Portuguese people study in school, which is called Fernando Pessoa. Fernando Pessoa, who had all these alter egos and wrote like it was a completely different person. But that's a whole different ball game. But these are the references that I have. I find it very interesting and in a way more easily digestible. Somebody like this showing willingness and playfully want to actually do different characters within a song. Like when she says, Roman, hear your mother, Roman, something like that in a song. I thought that was so funny. Rosa, right? That's the character she's done, and I feel very. I kind of wish Nicki Minaj had done more with that, because that's more of her. As that simple as it can sound, it's just a British lady, high class. Just imagine you're young, you're a kid, you want to play with something or make something up. You got to start somewhere. The problem is you're just being catty and ungrateful, insulting the people that you say that you love, and then to on top of that say, I can only be me. It can only be me, nobody else. That's insane. That's where you lose me. Sorry.
I felt like I had to be someone. Like everybody was telling me, oh, be this way. You're from Queens, be hard.
Be from Queens, be hard.
That wasn't really me, and that's not who I wanted to be. I think people,
I just wanted to be me, and that's not what I wanted to be.
They know how to weed out a phony quick, and if it's not you, don't do it. It wasn't really me. And that is box on my face. It wasn't really me. And if it's not you, don't do it. It wasn't really me.
You see, this is the contradiction with Nicki Minaj. In a way, she's saying, I think I don't know if it's deliberate, but now I believe there is a degree of being deliberately manipulative, playing the victim and saying, yeah, that wasn't really me, poor old me, why always me, and then on the other hand, she's like playing something that she's not. I mean, you can say I was not comfortable with other people's expectations of who I should be, which is very relatable, right? So I did my own thing. But then on the other hand, you're saying, but I played all these roles that were sexually provocative or be very blunt and try to imitate Lil Kim. But then I'm going out saying, I wrote all of these lyrics. When you go and scrutinize those lyrics, you find a lot, as we saw right here. You know, that is true. But you know, the people at home or however they consume music back in these years and today, even for me, that I was not ignorant at all of what was happening. There's so much here that I just didn't caught on. Like I was not following these people everywhere to watch their interviews and whatnot. And if I see something that was distasteful that I didn't like, I probably don't want to pay attention to that anymore. But I was very naive and more innocent in believing that people would kind of think like me and see through the cracks, you know, and that didn't happen. That that didn't happen at all.
If it's not with you, then it's like, okay.
Again, I'm not hating on anybody here. I'm just saying calling out what I realizing that I see.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really me, and I'm his mistress. It wasn't really me, and
Right.
Nikki Lewinsky. So holla at your fucking girl. And it wasn't really me, and you could call me Nikki Lewinsky. Going down, I get busy. I get busy. So please, bitches and hoes, don't hate. It wasn't really me, and
There she goes again. I'm really busy. These hoes, please don't hate. Like the first thing that they were gonna do is hate on her. I mean, not in hip hop necessarily, but I saw this behavior, not exactly locally, but in this country, where if you have these hip hop battles, I mean, as a dancer, or they improvise lyrics, there's always this attitude like it's got to be me against you, and that's so small thinking, you know, like we got to be at war with each other. That's just like an animalistic level of thinking, like survival constantly, or you're with me or you're against me. And I don't know why it's got to be like that. I mean, obviously you can flow lyrics, you can talk about stuff. Why is it always me against you? It kind of makes you wonder, right? I don't know what the hell. What's that?
it wasn't really me.
She's a very contradicting creature.
Oh my God! She called her a creature. Yes, she. That's what I was feeling. She's very contradicting. Wow, creature. She didn't even call her a person, like a creature.
She's a very contradicting creature.
And because sometimes when they see me, they are. That's why I kind of tone myself down, because I don't want people to think that it's all about, you know, trying to be sexy. I'm not a vixen. I'm not none of those. I'm a female rapper. You know, I'm also a writer. That is box on my face, my snatch. I mean, you know, meet the girl in the Oval Office.
Right.
It's going down.
Tell your wife you're gonna be late tonight, and then laughs in the most fake laugh ever. Like, sure. You know what it feels like? It feels like those people that adapt while they read the room, so they adapt so they think they can take advantage of the energy in the room. Like, try to convince people they're likable. I don't know how to put this because this feels very manipulative. I don't know, but that just popped into my mind. Oh, girl, who the hell are you? Who knows? These barbs been lost since day one. So barbs are the name that fans or people that appreciate Nicki Minaj's music, her art. I don't really know where in time did we start calling people's fan bases by a name, like Taylor Swift has the Swifties. I don't know. I don't really go with that. It's not a generational thing. It's just like, I just like this song and this artist. That's it. And fan comes from fanatic. And sometimes you really liked an artist. That doesn't mean you're a fanatic. That's a whole different level. So, you know, keep in mind pay attention with these words. So who are the Harajuku barbs? I realize now. The first time that I learned about Harajuku girls was by the recording artist Gwen Stefani. She was with a group called No Doubt before she went solo. She went solo, she had massive success. So there, it's a specific, how should I say this? It's a specific element within Japanese culture where you see them very colorful, and sometimes they dress up and they have like these plushes or dolls being part of the fabric of what they're dressing. So I remember a song by Gwen Stefani like Harajuku girls la 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 la, and Gwen Stefani had these prevalent Japanese or Asian people featured in her music, so I felt like it was paying homage to them. When she had an interview, I felt it was like that. It was not, I'm going to appropriate whatever this culture is or this person is doing. I'm going to put it on myself, and then I'm going to act like I only I can be here alone. Nobody else. You see what the difference is?
They are my Teenage Mutant Ninja Barbies.
Like my Teenage Mutant Ninja Barbies. Barbie dolls, but they're not Barbies yet. Is that it? Yeah, this was the video. So this was called Rich Girl with Eve, rapper Eve, and Gwen Stefani. And they had a collaboration song before this, like in 2001 as well. Let Me Blow Your Mind. Yeah, that was the song. Yeah, and this was everywhere back in those days. I never seen these pictures, but Gwen Stefani also had a very specific way of dressing. I remember that. Eve. Well, keep in mind, here's the thing. This is a video clip. There's a theme. They're dressed as pirates, and Harajuku girls are there. So it's a whole mixture of fantasy. Yeah, there they are. They're featured on the album as well, I think. Kind of the first time that I kind of realized the poppy song mixed with lyrics from a well-known rapper by Eve. I remember this. What you waiting for? Oh my God. But here's the thing. Is that creature or cartoon? I don't know what. I remember from the video clip from Gwen Stefani. It runs from the piano and she throws her clock. And the lyrics go like tick tock, tick tock. Because you hear this watch going. Right? That's the theme. But why is Nicki Minaj pictured with the same kind of doll? What does it mean? I don't know what it means. Is this something from Japanese culture? Yeah, this is what I was saying. But here's the thing, though. You can have, like, even when you do a photography session, there's always going to be a theme, right? The thing is when you steal from other people and you don't give them credit. That's the only thing. There's nothing wrong with being inspired or straight out copying, as long as you say, yes, this is because I like this artist so much, I did it exactly like him. That makes all the difference. And probably because Minaj's fan base was so young back then, they probably think she was the one that was coming up with all these ideas, which is part of the innocence. Which is part of the innocence of their life, of their age, But what's not innocent is if they try to attack people that prove them otherwise. That's another thing. But those are two different things. Girl, you got that weird style, like. Right, you see how Nicki is. I actually remember that when this happened. That was just 2010 or 11. Like, I remember that like it was yesterday, but this is so long ago. My God. Time flies, man. I remember her being dressed like this, and I thought this is totally Japanese, like from the Harajuku girls era. You see in the middle, that's how that's a depiction of actual Harajuku girls from Japan. But that's what I know. I don't know much more than that, which is very little. Um, I see people actually on the internet losing their mind and using expressions like, "Oh, they're culturally appropriating something that is ours," and I think, well, what is this then? It all has to do with the intention of somebody, I believe. Nothing is new in this world. Sometimes the culture or people that invented something or used to wear something, maybe historically it is proven that it came from somewhere else, but you're just ignorant about it. So who are you to judge other people that just want to play dress up? Who cares? I don't have a problem with Minaj doing this. Not at all. I think it's very well done. It's beautiful. But obviously, the context of the video is saying, right, here's something else. She just straight out copied, and then says to people, "Look, I'm so original." I think that's the message here. I don't think she's doing any of this these days. Right, very Japanese. Oh. Here's the thing though. Before that is very similar to Gwen Stefani's cover of her album Angel Face Music Baby. It was something like that, called like that. Angel Music Baby. I think that was it. And it was like kind of like in black and white, but it was shot like that. Before Gwen Stefani, the setting with this type of chair, with the Japanese or Harajuku girls, and with Gwen, I don't really have a reference of anything that came before this that looked exactly like that. Actually, later, a few years back, I realized that the song "If I Was a Rich Girl," I think that came from a movie from the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't have a problem with that. Like, if you looked up the song, it would have said sample used, and when a sample is used, they have authorization and they actually pay the people that the sample belongs to. I must stress this out, that the thing is, when you say, "I do everything, this is all me, I'm the creator of this," that's different, you know. I mean,
Just like being more, dressing more with costumes and stuff like that. It's just something that anybody can pick up off the street. Okay. So I think that's important.
oh yeah, well, you must stress out. I mean, wait a second. You cannot leave out the up and coming artist that was Lady Gaga around these same times. Obviously, the fact that Gaga was so unique, and obviously Madonna is referenced a lot. Madonna, David Bowie, and all of that. But she had House of Gaga, which were a team of people that worked with her. And I thought that combination was very interesting. It might be tiring for Gaga to have these flamboyant costumes, whereas Madonna, in the beginning of the career, back in the 80s, I think that it was more of a look that was more girl next door. Like, you could have the bracelets. You remember those? A lot of bracelets and gloves, and everybody could pick those up, you know. But I remember hearing Nicki Minaj having a lot of questions asked about comparing herself to Lady Gaga and whatnot, and then people failed to actually make a value argument like, well, you use wigs. Everybody, if you're going to say that, who has the exclusivity of wigs? The point is, use it in this context, in this certain way, at this moment in time. At least it's better structured in terms of an argument. They're just to say wigs, you know. Well, this one obviously, we're in the video. This was obviously the telephone video she did with Beyonce. This was 2010. This was a movement. I remember Lady Gaga's site had this image painted, you know, and then you opened it and then you had this like 10-minute video. That was refreshing, because if you think about somebody who had refreshing videos like that or different format, you think obviously about Madonna and then Michael Jackson. So at the present time, having somebody that was new, that was coming up, that was obviously classically trained on the piano, and a musician first, that's a big difference. Here it's just the image being compared. Like you don't even get a clear picture of who Lady Gaga is at this time. But think about it. If I see that, a sunglasses here, with cigarettes like that, I'm gonna think Lady Gaga telephone with Beyonce 2010, the video, automatically. If you see this, I'm thinking, oh, telephone inspired, or straight out copying. You never really know. Rihanna was the first person to wear the black, and I want to wear the pink. Clearly, Nicki knows who is doing what. I don't want to hate, but does this seem like a genuine smile? It's like, hope you don't caught on to what I just did. I don't know what else to say. And I really doubt that Nicki was the first one to do that in pink. Like, again, trying to talk like Lil' Kim never existed. What the fuck is that? Wendy Williams.
Lady Gaga, the hip-hop Lady Gaga. How do you feel about that?
I mean, excuse me, look at this picture. Everybody knows automatically this is inspired by Madonna from the 2005 era, from when she was promoting the album Confessions on the Dance Floor. Exaggerated by the, how do you call that? Shoulder pads. You know, if you put a side-by-side picture of Madonna as she appeared on tour to perform her song Hung Up, and Lady Gaga here, it's very obvious, man. And this happened also between Lady Gaga and Madonna back in those days. The younger fans don't really understanding, and it's like you, because you lived through that a couple of years back. You're confronted with a lot of new people that have this amnesia and think that the world started when they were born. That's so strange. You know, but this is just silly. I mean, it's a costume. And I might say, excuse me, Michael Jackson had even, he was even creative with in the department of musicians on stage. And Lady Gaga is very creative with in that department as well. And the fans, I don't know if fans that like Gaga, for whatever reason they like Gaga. I mean, when I saw Lady Gaga live, that was very clear. She's a musician first. She's classically trained like that. All of this pop thing, it looks like an act. I don't know how else to. It's not a depreciating comment. It's just something, as myself, as somebody who plays instrument from a very young age, you feel that. That's automatic. I see the Madonna influences, obviously, but I feel she's also an artist in her own right. Whereas Lady Gaga never said, you know, I don't know Madonna, like, or I'm the new Madonna. She never, I don't know if she ever said that, but I don't think so. That's a whole different ball game, you know.
You guys look similar.
I mean, she's freaking ruling the world. Yeah. So shout out to her. I mean, that's definitely a compliment.
Yes.
Definitely.
Also, after Lady Gaga appeared with all of these costumes, there were a lot of people that felt. I mean, there was a difference in how video clips were even made. Like, the way that people dressed. Yes, that there was an influence up until a certain degree, but people wouldn't say, hey, thank you. House of Gaga or Lady Gaga. Thank you for inspiring me. Kind of like Michael Jackson, Look at how many things Madonna and Michael Jackson inspired in this landscape. No, people are not always going to go, well, thank you to both of you and the choreographer that helped you create, those iconic choreographies. People just don't do that. They're not thinking any of that. And sometimes people just want to be entertained. They don't give a crap of who came with it first. They just want that be stimulated. That also exists. Obviously, that also exists.
I had an opportunity to go out with, a queen like Britney. Queen like Britney.
Oh yeah, she appeared on a remix on Britney Spears like back in 2011. They really looked for a picture when Britney was not, well, she was not okay back in 2003, 4, right? When she shaved her hair. I mean, everybody was on Britney's tail around this time. They did not give this woman a break. Talk about that for a second. It's Barbie, bitch. They could have been just a funny comment, but it's looking like way too much now. But think about it, in the landscape of the music industry, if you finish with bitch at the end, everybody's going to remember this. I mean, when this came out, excuse me, I'm over 30 years old, right? I'm 36. I know this stuff. Like, I know when this happened, back in 2008, Britney was making this big comeback, and people thought she was out of shape. She didn't do the dance moves enough, or this song was not that well received. I don't know why. People just were hating, And she opened with a song that Elvis performed. Dun, 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 dun. Even the way that the stage was conceived, that was from the 1968 special Elvis Presley. But I just knew that years later. Rihanna was a new artist. She was there. I'm just thinking about those moments. Like it's so sad also that the industry or people in general feel this sympathy to building people up, but then tear them back down like animals. It's so strange, man. Let's keep going. It's Britney and Lil Kim. How? I never knew this version of Lil Kim. Like, was this on a mixtape? I don't know what this is. Now we are going to look at what a barb really is. Please move any small children from the room. I don't think that was necessary at all. What's this about? This is YouTube, right? Wait a minute. Where did that banana go? Oh my God. I gotta be careful here. What are we saying? Transgender people or feminine man? Or why was that girl like hysterically screaming? Is that the image of a barb? Is that it? Nicki Minaj fans get this wrong. Will you prove it now? Hey, now wait a minute. Back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, it was considered very rock and roll or punk to sign women's breasts or their asses or whatnot. The guys did that so long. Why is it a problem when a lady does it, But they want to paint a picture that a typical Barb's or fan from Nicki Minaj is represented like this. So that's the context that this video is giving. Okay, hey, look at that. You almost look like that Marge Simpson hair. But I remember, I don't know in what occasion, but I remember Nicki Minaj like with that hairdo. I don't know. I'm getting a mixed feeling about this part of the video. Like, what's the problem? They're being themselves, right? Maybe they don't know any better. They're not aware that Nikki had this kind of behavior or character where she's catty, that she emulates other people and then steals it and tries to eliminate those people from the map. Maybe they just don't know that. Imagine how they would act when they knew, they felt like, well, my idol or this person that I looked up to is just a fraud. That's horrible. Roman Zelensky. Oh, so this was the alter ego or character that I think is on the track on the debut album from Nicki Minaj. I think Roman's Revenge, right? Isn't that a track where Eminem is featured on there? I was very surprised to see Eminem with an upcoming artist on, the debut album. Is that the same boy? Bitches are so crusty. Again.
A couple hundred in the dusty, couple wet wipes, case a bum try to touch me. Ew.
Wait a minute. The context that the video is giving is like Nikki is not being appreciative and is bad mouthing her own fans. Is that a thing? I was not expecting any of this. This is going way beyond bad taste now. It's almost, I don't want to believe what's being shown. Nappy-headed hoes need a Perminator. Spray you with the Germinator. Okay, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm having a feeling right now is like she used, in a way, people who were like, let's just say this, a number of people that were considered the most vulnerable people, okay, that saw her as a beacon of hope, no matter how you want to take that, and then Nikki goes in turn and kind of says these things about them. Is that what you want me to? Oh my God. All you bitches is a. Oh, I remember that. That's Glozell. She used to have these green lipstick. I remember. Oh my God. I remember when that was new. I'm Nicki Minaj and I'm on everybody's song, right? She acted like a chicken. I remember that. Look at the size of her ass. Oh my God. I remember that. Death dumb, you ate my son, you're my motherfucking stepson. Yeah, and Lil Kim, when she did the this mixtape, she was like, I'm pissing on him. But context matters here. Who is Nikki actually talking about? It's easy to misinterpret this. But this video wants you to think that she's speaking about, like she's spitting on the she's biting the hand that is feeding her. And actually, let me just pause. Not in a sexual manner, but pause. As I was saying in the beginning of this, that Nicki Minaj went on. How is that? Oh my God! It's so late. Like I'm not remembering the name right. Turn Point USA. Did I say it right? It was that movement where the leader of that movement was Charlie Kirk. And he obviously was, well, he was killed publicly. I'm not going to comment on that, but I just think that regardless if you appreciate or don't appreciate a person, that's traumatizing. I mean, everywhere on social media, you saw that moment right? If I show my titties right now, I'm gonna get banned. Excuse me. I need to make a lighthearted comment here. It's getting way too heavy right now. And his wife is in charge of that now. Turning Point USA, yes, that's correct. And Nicki Minaj showed up on there. Now, politically, would you consider Nicki Minaj to be a liberal, conservative? What is she? And I always believe that she's voting always for herself. She's team Minaj always. And there were some stories coming out about her, the person that she married, that he was a how should I say this? I think he was in prison for sexually assaulting somebody. And then also you have to deal with, well, this person did their time, they paid their dues. Didn't they earn the right to be among the rest of society? You know, you must accept them. And that's to be debated. Like, I don't know how to look at that, okay? I think every case is different. I cannot put everything in the same basket. But I saw a turning point in Nicki's career after that. I don't want to say it's because she got married to this person. I don't know if she has children with this person. I don't know about that. But I saw she was getting in fights with other ladies in the game. And to the point that I thought, well, Lil Kim has been saying about, you know, she showed herself. Why didn't you believe her the first time around? And now it feels like talking about these people that appear in this video, like politically and the things that she said, like she was not in favor of trans people, and saying, you know, and I think, well, it's obviously Nicki Minaj has a big part of her fan base are gay people, obviously. Obvious, that's pretty obvious. And in a way it feels like she's doing what this song is saying. I'm shitting on them, pissing on them, put your dicks out and piss on them. In a way, ironically, isn't that in a way what she's doing? And then she just says, I don't even feel the backlash, but then she goes around and deletes her whole Instagram. Did you saw that? And today, I think it was today, she appeared next to Donald Trump. And what's the context of this? Is that people are saying she has people in her family that are registered child offenders. Again, I'm not accusing, I'm not saying, this is what's going around, okay? I don't know if this is true, but everybody's speaking like it is true. And looking at this history with her husband as well, people are thinking, well, is she kind of kissing up to conservative views politically so that she, in a way, can get a pass or gets a person's name like clean? Can you? Is it wise to even think that? But if you look at this history, you know, would this surprise you? Maybe not. Maybe not. However, you can look at it at a more lighter side and say, well, that's her view. We should respect that. Even if we disagree, we can disagree and still talk to each other and live side by side, right? But I think that what we're seeing in the way that this person is being portrayed and her character, I mean, it's obviously, she's Team Minaj. That's her party. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. I like to believe otherwise, but that's just it. All right, this is a huge Nicki Minaj fan saying what? Excuse me. Sometimes the volume, like there's a lot of fluctuation, or it's too high or it's too low. Let me see. I don't think I can put it much harder than this.
10 and 11, so okay. 8:30 I'm there, 9:30 past, 10:30 I'm dancing, having fun, the club is getting packed.
All right, so this was what a meet and greet with fans? What year was this? Probably in the beginning of her career.
Bitch, I get money.
Oh, we cannot have copyright music, man. So this was bitch, I get money, I do's what I pleases. Those are the lyrics. Right.
God, here's Nikki. I'm also better. I'm there. I'm up. I'm hype. Oh my God, Nikki. Everybody's screaming. So she stopped in this little patio section. Mind you, she's standing in the back of the club, which means the people that didn't really give a fuck who didn't want to come early, that's where she's standing. All the people who came early.
So she didn't have no consideration with the people that were there for so long.
I found that to be so fucked up. Anyway, I didn't get to see anything. I didn't get to see her booty, nothing. So she's back there, I'm sorry you guys, but I want to sign only 10 boobies before I leave. And I'm cheering, I'm begging this guy looking like a damn fool. Please, 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 pick me, but begging him. Finally he said, okay. I turned around, and within like 1 minute after she said that, Nikki is walking out the fucking door.
Oh, that's nasty.
Didn't even host the party, because you was there for literally 8 minutes. Freaking adore, I just love her. I thought that she was the realest bitch out, but now I'm not even sure because she just totally dissed her fans like big time. I'm sorry, but she did. I will pull it out.
Damn. And then they're making a segue. I'm pulling out my dick and piss on him. Okay, so those are her diehard fans. There's nothing wrong with that, but the context that they're saying is like, it feels like they're given in context that, well, she attracted these people that were in a vulnerable state, exploited them, and then spit them out. Is that? She has no respect for them as well. But did I kill a queen? The Alexander McQueen. Oh, that was nasty. Did I kill a queen? The Alexander McQueen. Alexander McQueen, I think, ended his own life in 2009, 2010. I don't, hey, you know, that was straight up very disrespectful.
So silly of her to say those words about Alexander McQueen after he just killed himself. And that...
Oh, that was Lil' Kim and him. I kind of knew that they were personal friends or had a professional relationship, but that's just nasty.
One of my friends. You have to be like, hello.
Oh, no. Nikki was really in the wrong here. I just be like, hello, but I never could salute them.
Is the fact that
Puffy.
you sit there and say you would never let homegirl talk reckless about me, but you put you on a record with her, which is your record.
Damn, look at that. Oh, man, look at that haircut.
And she's talking reckless to me.
Right. Let me be clear. For those of you that are way too young to be remembered, well, maybe today you know that P. Diddy or Puff Daddy Diddy, he changed his name as years went by. The way that people refer to him. Now there's a documentary on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken, explaining about the bad things that he did. And me being so young, I remember particularly like in 2005, this was 21 years ago at the moment of this recording, he came on the MTV Awards and there was this, it was like this person that was being cherished or known for having the most lavish and the most beautiful parties. Like he was the party thrower. So knowing what we know now, these allegations about sexual misconduct, coercion, filming people in lewd acts, or pressing them to do that in order to have a career, and there are suspicions, or if not straight up witnesses that there were minors there. Oh my God. So there was a video of Diddy brutally beating his wife in a hotel lobby. First he denied that, and then actually video came out of the surveillance camera. And I'm thinking, why did the hotel not release that video when the statute of limitations, you know, still permitted that to have been valid in court? That was Sierra, right? Oh my God. Wait a minute. Was that Sierra? He was... Okay, just forget about it. Thank God that woman is not with him. Reckless. You cannot think you know somebody based off what you see on television, on the internet, whatever. That's like the person that they are when they're doing their artistic thing. That might not be who they are in real life. You know what I'm saying? So Diddy came up with this record, Bad Boy Record. And he was usually featured in everybody's song. And if you know, there was an award show in 1995 where famously Suge Knight, who was at the time the owner of Death Row Records, and they tried to feud, you know, one coast, which was the New York coast, with represented Diddy and Notorious B.I.G. Excuse me, that was heavily associated with Lil Kim. Lil Kim at the time was seen like the only female around these big males, you know. So she was hard and very sexually charged. Whereas there was the other side. There was Death Row Records that had Snoop Dogg, that had Dr. Dre, and the G-Funk sound. And he came out and provoked everybody to say, if you want to come and have a record deal without without the president of the of the label being all up in your videos, come to Death Row. And that was the beginning of that rift. And obviously, rapper and actor and poet Tupac Shakur then sadly, I don't know, went to that label, because I think to this day that Tupac was way bigger than that, you know. Anyway, oh my, I'm just reminiscing in retrospect all of this history that I've just said. So think about this. They were just like a team. There was a group that was Junior Mafia. Where that I think Lil Kim was a part of it. But anyway, they were all signed to the same record deal that were on, where Diddy was the boss of that. And Death Row Records actually had The Outlaws, which was a group that was created by Tupac Shakur. So you might think that Diddy is pretty loyal to Lil Kim and has all of these years of history with her. It would be right. But here Lil Kim is saying, you know, you got her, you're doing songs with her, and she's throwing shots at me. You say you love me, but you're doing nothing to protect me. So that's the context here. You got that? Yo, look at how Lil Kim is dressed and how Nicki Minaj is dressed. Like, right. I cannot put this part because this is just music playing. Then did they even copy the shots of the video? That's Big Ross. Was that Ross? Is that man called Rick Ross? Is that it? I don't really remember. Excuse me. I don't know if you had sound. I was saying it was Nicki Minaj deliberately copying like the list of contacts that Lil Kim has worked with over the years in the sense of I can be like that and I can substitute her. That's very eerie. Yeah, look at these same shots. Yeah, Rick Ross, that's the name. I was not getting, that's the name. Look at this shot. Lil Kim Minaj. Come on. I don't know what else to say, man. I don't know what else to say. The same hairdo, the same earrings. I mean, it's all very. You can say, you know, me wearing an earring or a certain haircut doesn't mean that I'm copying this person specifically. And then here comes the argument that is completely, you're obsessed, you're just a hater. And Lil Kim feeds off, Nicki Minaj feeds off of this very well. No, it's not. It's way more than that. It's way more than that. This is no accident. Come on. If you're doing a photo shoot, if you deliberately choose what you're going to wear, and if Minaj was saying in the previous video, I want certain suits that you just cannot go out and buy, I want to be unique. So if you think like that, how can you just, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's pretty obvious, And I remember that picture when it came out. This is like 2003, right? Something like that. Oh my God. I don't know what to say.
My thing is, you got this girl, she
Wait.
are trying to look like me, act like me, be like me. She's only over with you because I was with you. You know what I mean? That's so obvious. My thing is, you got this girl, she throwing her shots and stuff like that, and you're not saying nothing. You letting it. It's like, do you really have love for me?
Look at these similarities in these pictures. But here's the thing, though. You can also shift the blame a bit to the photographers that say, just kind of act like him because she's the reference that you have. And, that can also lead to this. I'm just saying,
You know what I mean? Like, at this point, my attitude with Puffy is whatever.
So it was a son from Puff Daddy. It was his sweet 16th birthday. Oh, so I'm reckon, is this where they both were at the same event, like Lil Kim and Minaj? After years of shots fired, of subliminal shots. That's nasty.
And then on top of all that, it's like I see her at the Sweet 16. Now, if you don't have a problem with me, or
that's Lil
you know what
Kim.
I'm saying, it isn't nothing, you don't be this close to me and roll your eyes and put your head down and walk right past.
What the hell is this, man? Yo, look at Lil Kim's face. But you can see all of the years of loyalty right there. But I don't think Diddy, I don't know what to make about Diddy these days. Really now. I really don't know. I really don't know what to say. Just give me a moment, excuse me. I think there are also other pictures here. Okay, I cannot. Right. There are other pictures where Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim are like together, performing together, or maybe it was at a different event. Wait, let me shed some more light on my face. Excuse me. Where they were at the same event, or like Lil Kim had to use the bathroom and they took a picture together. I remember seeing those pictures, but I don't know why were they performing like at the same spot. What was the idea? What was the message? What was the context of that? I never knew. I knew that their account of what went down, Nicki kind of wanted to make herself look like the victim, and where she completely where she completely failed to say that Lil Kim said to her, I love you, I respect you, and Minaj kind of went off like, yeah, we good, like Kim was some kind of hypocrite. I remember that being said. Well, people, I'm about to run out of memory, and we are almost 2 hours in, if not 2 hours. So I'm gonna stop for now, and I will be continuing next time where we left off here. Okay, and let me know what you think about me doing this. I genuinely like this type of music. It was pretty relevant when I was a lot younger, and like these stories. If you take Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj, their names out of it, it's just unfortunately human nature, taking over. It might be very good and it might be very nasty, and that's just unfortunately that's just how humans are. Capable of the most beautiful things and also at the worst. Okay, my name is Dion, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.